Let's go Broncos! Something huge is happening in the Denver Broncos locker room, something that could completely change the trajectory of this season and trigger one of the most dominant playoff runs we've seen in years. I'm not exaggerating when I say this could be the turning point that makes the rest of the AFC stop and take notice. There's a storm brewing in Denver, and I have the inside scoop on everything from a massive defensive comeback to secret moves being made on the offensive line and why this Sunday's game could become one of the most exciting and powerful moments in recent franchise history. But before we delve into all of that, do me a quick favor. If you're a diehard Broncos fan who bleeds orange and blue, hit that like button right now. It helps the algorithm a lot and shows how strong Broncos country really is. And tell me in the comments, do you believe this team has what it takes to reach the Super Bowl? Comment below. Let's go Broncos. We're coming in February. Okay, let's sum it all up. You're going to want to hear this. The biggest news out of Denver is that Dre Greenlaw, the crown jewel of our free agent class, is back. Fully activated, practicing, and from what Payton and the staff are saying, he looks phenomenal. Full participant in practice. He's not just back, he's ready. We're talking about a Pro Bowl caliber linebacker whose presence immediately lifts this defense to terrifying new heights. He's not just filling a hole, he's changing the tone. And let's be clear, this isn't a guy easing back in after an injury. This is a man who has been hyping up the team even while he was sidelined, traveling with the squad to London and Philly. You don't do that unless you're hungry to get back on the field. Greenlaw is ready to hit. The defense already leads the league in dominance. We're not talking top 5, we're talking untouchable. 3 games this season, we didn't even allow a touchdown. Against the Jets? Yeah, they scored 11, but dig deeper. 1 drive started on a 3-yard field after a fumble, 1 was a safety, and 1 came off a massive punt return. This defense is suffocating. And now, you add a player like Greenlaw, who brings intensity, leadership, and elite coverage ability over the middle. That's game-changing. Jonathan Cooper himself said it. We already have the best defense in the league by a country mile, and adding Greenlaw is just unfair. That's not hyperbole. That's fact. And when you hear comparisons to legendary tone-setters like Aqib Talib, it tells you everything you need to know about the attitude Greenlaw brings. He's the kind of player who lets the other team know from the first snap, you're not safe today. And let's not forget the guys who've already been wrecking shop. Back-to-back AFC Defensive Player of the Week awards for Denver, Nik Bonitto and then Jonathan Cooper. Bonitto is racking up sacks on 6% of his snaps. That's a ridiculous number. Meanwhile, Cooper has the fastest get-off time in the NFL, 0.72 seconds. That's Myles Garrett territory. These two are a nightmare off the edge. And now, they've got a Thanos-like enforcer joining them in the middle. But it's not just defense making noise. The offense has faced its share of criticism after the Jets game, and there's an important reason for the struggles up front. Left guard Matt Peart played almost an entire game on a torn MCL. He had 3 healthy snaps before going down, and yet he never asked to come out. Teammates like Mike McGlinchey were blown away. That kind of toughness doesn't go unnoticed. Yes, it explains some of the breakdowns we saw, but it also highlights just how resilient this team is. With Peart now on IR, the left guard spot is wide open, but Payton says he's confident. That speaks volumes. Whether it's Throckmorton, Paltrow, or even recent Michigan pickup Barnhart, someone is stepping into that role. Keep in mind, this is the 4th option at left guard, because Nick Gargiulo, the true backup to both guards, went down earlier this year. And yet, Payton's calm. That tells me they've got something cooking. Let's pick up right where we left off, because this story is just heating up. We've got a Denver Broncos defense that was already putting the league on notice, and now with Dre Greenlaw coming back into the fold, the ceiling just blew off. This isn't just about getting a talented linebacker back. It's about restoring the final piece of what might be the most complete defense the Broncos have fielded in the last decade. Greenlaw brings something this defense didn't even know it was missing. A nasty edge, a veteran's poise, and the kind of field awareness that makes him a nightmare for opposing offenses. Think about it. This is a guy who, even while injured, was still traveling with the team, firing guys up in the tunnel, setting the tone before kickoff. That's leadership. That's heart. And let's not downplay what this return does for the young guys around him. Nik Bonitto, who's already looking like the steal of the draft, just went back-to-back with the AFC Defensive Player of the Week honors alongside Jonathan Cooper. Those two are breaking through O-lines like a wrecking ball through drywall. Bonitto with his absurd 6% sack rate per snap. Cooper with the fastest reaction time in football. When Greenlaw walks onto that field, he doesn't just elevate the play, he commands respect. He forces teams to change their game plans. Suddenly, offenses can't just key in on the edges anymore. You've got this absolute animal in the middle who can cover tight ends, blast through gaps, and sniff out screen plays like a bloodhound. But what makes this team feel different from past years is how unified they are. You can feel it through the screen. Whether it's Zach Allen hyping up Jonathan Cooper's Player of the Week nod, or the entire defense reposting each other's highlights with nothing but love, it's a brotherhood. There's no ego here. No one's out for solo glory. They're playing for each other, and that's the kind of culture that breeds championships. On the offensive side, it's a story of resilience. While the Jets game left fans scratching their heads, a deeper look shows it wasn't just poor execution, it was a war of attrition. Matt Peart playing on one knee, powering through a torn MCL, refusing even to have it looked at during the game. That's warrior mentality. And now that he's on IR, the Broncos are turning to their next man up. The reality is, we're down to our fourth string left guard. But Sean Payton isn't blinking. He's confident. And let's be honest, when Payton is that calm, you just know there's a plan in place. It could be Throckmorton. It could be Barnhart, the Michigan rookie who just joined. It could even be Paltrow. But whoever it is, they're stepping into an offense that's hungry to redeem itself. Russell Wilson wants to shake off the noise. Courtland Sutton wants to make a statement. And now, with the entire stadium set to honor Demaryius Thomas, the emotional charge behind this team is off the charts. Speaking of 88, this Sunday isn't just another game. It's personal. It's about legacy. It's about remembering one of the greatest to ever wear orange and blue. And to make it even more poetic, the Broncos are bringing back the no-fly zone to honor DT and that legendary Super Bowl 50 defense. That means Aqib Talib, Chris Harris Jr., TJ Ward, guys who helped define a generation of Broncos football, will be watching. And don't think for a second that our current defense doesn't feel that weight. They want to show out. They want to prove that this 2025 unit isn't just one of the best today, it's one of the best ever. You can already sense it. The energy, the pressure, the pride. With a rookie quarterback stepping into Mile High this weekend, you better believe that defense is going to feast. And the crowd? They're going to be deafening. If you're lucky enough to be in that stadium Sunday, you're witnessing something special. A team that's not just chasing wins, they're chasing greatness. So let's talk expectations. We're sitting here looking at a team that has every piece in place: elite pass rush, a mean linebacker core, emerging secondary, and an offense that's due for a statement game. Add to that a head coach who's been here before, who knows how to build champions, and a locker room culture that looks more like a family than a football team. The road to February is long, no doubt, but if this defense stays healthy and plays to its potential, the Broncos are not just contenders, they're favorites. Forget second place. Let the Chargers and Chiefs fight for scraps. This team is built for something bigger. If you're still watching, you know what to do. Drop your thoughts below. Is this the best defense since the no-fly zone? Can Greenlaw be the missing piece that pushes Denver into the Super Bowl? Comment below, hit that like button if you haven't already, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's coming next. I'll catch you in the next video. Videos on the screen. Click one and let's ride. Go Broncos!